Making an occupied bed. This skill is making the bed with the resident still in it. This is for your resident who cannot get out of bed for you to make it. The most important things in this skill are dignity for the resident and safety. In saying that, we want to make sure that we keep the side rails up on the opposite side of the working side of the bed. So anytime that you leave one side of the bed, make sure we raise the side rail. The only other thing that you have to do in this skill is to make sure that your resident remains covered at all times. So use your privacy blanket. Good morning, Ms. Robinson. I'm Katrina. I'm your CNA. Today I'm here to make your bed. You don't have to get out of it though. I'm just going to make it while you're in it. Before I do that, let me wash my hands, okay? I'm also going to provide you some privacy. Now I need to gather my supplies. For bed making, I like to have everything in the order in which I'm going to need it. So first we have our privacy blanket. Under that you'll have your fitted sheet. You'll have your flat sheet. Your top blanket. And a pillowcase. Okay, the first key item on this skill is to make sure that we raise the bed rail on the opposite side of the bed that we're working on. So let me do that. Okay. Okay, so now that we've raised the side rail, we want to raise the bed to working height. With bed making, we always keep our bedside table at the foot of the bed so that we don't have to leave a resident's side to get any supplies for safety purposes. Now we're going to take our privacy blanket and cover the resident. Remember, we don't shake or fan. We just unfold on top of her. And then we're going to take her top blanket and her flat sheet all the way down. Making sure we keep her covered at all times. We're going to take all of the linen off of the bed. And we're going to put this in the linen basket. Okay, so now that we've put the top linen in the linen basket, we can start with our bottom sheet. So you're going to help your resident to roll over, but keeping her covered. You'll pull some of this cover back so that she doesn't roll on top of it. Okay, so let's lift this knee on this side. And we're going to roll over that way, okay? 1, 2, 3. Keeping her covered at all times. Now we can release the top corner of the fitted sheet on this side. And also the bottom corner. We're going to roll these under the resident. But we also want to make sure she doesn't touch any of the bare mattress at any time. Now we need our fitted sheet. We're going to unfold this right behind her, making sure that it doesn't drop onto the floor. For the fitted sheet, the trick to finding the top and the bottom, the seams that are closest together, like this, are either your top or bottom. They're far apart. That goes down the side of the bed. So we'll start with the top. We'll secure this one side. Now we'll take this one all the way down to the bottom and secure that. You want to tuck this all the way under your resident so that you're able to roll her back over and pull the other one out. So we're tucking this all under her. Now before we leave this side, we have to make sure we raise the side rail. That's your next key step in this skill, raising the second side rail. Now we can pull the soiled fitted sheet off on this edge. Pull our clean one down. We're going to continue to take the soiled off, making sure our resident doesn't touch the bare mattress at any time. And we can still pull this clean one through. We can discard this in the linen hamper. When you pull your fitted sheet through, you want to make sure that you don't have any wrinkles. If you're not able to get it wrinkle free, just make sure that the test observer knows that you are aware that it should be wrinkle free. I'm going to keep this under your head. Okay, so now that we've gotten the fitted sheet placed, we can put the flat sheet on. Same thing, we do not fan or shake the sheet. The wide seam is the top seam on the flat sheet. Now you want to make sure you do as much as you can on one side of the bed before you go to the other so that you don't overwork yourself. So now we can go ahead and put the top blanket on while we're on this side as well. Again, the wide seam is the top seam. You're going to get it as even as possible as you can. Now we have to remove the privacy blanket, so we'll just do that under this cover. Careful not to touch our uniform. Remove the privacy blanket, put it into the linen hamper. Now before we go to the other side, again we have to raise our side rail. Okay, so when we come over to this side, we can let this side rail down now. We want to continue to straighten our covers to make sure that they're even as possible. Okay, now we have to do our mitered corners. We want to tuck the covers in at the foot of the bed. You can do both the top blanket and the sheet at the same time. Now, you're going to go back a little bit and pull your cover straight up onto the top of the bed till you make a right triangle. Clean line this way, clean line this way. Once you do that, you're going to tuck the bottom of that corner. You can place your hand here. This is your mitered corner. While you're on this side of the bed, make sure that you get your bed as neat as possible before you go to the other side. Okay. Now when we come back on this side, we will lower this rail. And we're going to make sure our covers are neat. Pull them as tight as possible. And then we're going to make our mitered corner on this side. So again, we tuck the foot of the bed. We're going to raise this at a right angle. Straight line this way. Straight line this way. Tuck under this. Put your hand right here. There's your mitered corner. Okay, the last thing we have to do is replace the pillowcase. So you're going to gently raise your resident's head. Take the pillowcase off without touching your uniform. Discard that in the linen hamper. Now, for the purpose of this skill, your tag goes to the inside of the pillowcase. The easiest way to put the pillowcase on is to scrunch it all the way down. Then you grab a corner of the pillowcase. Take the corner that you've grabbed, grab a corner of the pillow, pull the case up. The pillow needs to be replaced under the resident's head with the opening away from the door. Let me lift your head up for you. Is that comfortable? Okay. Now we've made our bed. So we need to go let this rail down and leave her call light. So we'll let our curtain back, let the bed down. You feeling okay? I'm going to let our rail down. Provide our resident her call light. Here you go. If you need anything, give me a call, okay? I'm washing my hands and I'm done.